I feel a little awkward talking in here because like there's nobody in here, but I feel like somebody's listening to me. It's probably just my anxiety. But I wanted to come on here and talk about something that I just watched this video by Levi Holloway. I think that's their last name. I just stumbled across their video. Before I get into that though, I thought I'd just mention that in 2 weeks I'm getting on T and I'm super excited because like I feel like when I let my like voice relax and I don't force it out, I have a pretty deep voice, like I'm an alto, but it'll be really exciting because sometimes when I talk like this it feels kind of forced, and I don't know, I'm not gonna mess with that. That part always makes me insecure, but I'm not gonna mess with it because nobody's judging me. But yeah, I'm just doing my laundry right now. I'm in Madrone. No, I'm not. I'm in Green Springs, and yeah, just some of my laundry is done. I folded it up, but then some of the laundry over there is not dry yet, so I just have to sit in here because there's no way in hell I'm dragging my ass to my bed and all the way back, like no. So I was just, sitting, feeling sad. I'm going through an emotional experience right now where I opened myself up and I'm vulnerable, and I'm having to sit with that vulnerability afterwards of like being vulnerable, opening up and being vulnerable, and having to sit with like that vulnerability and that kind of grief that comes from being vulnerable. I like that it kind of looks like I don't have boobs. I'm not gonna have boobs in like soon. Anyways, beside my trans shit, it's just really hard to open up and be vulnerable. It's not an easy thing to do, it's not an easy thing to, it's just not an easy thing to open your heart up to somebody and be super vulnerable with them, and because rejection is a real thing. And so right now, I don't even know if I'm dealing with rejection, if I'm being honest. I'm just kind of uncertain right now, so I'm sitting in that like, oh, I thought I saw a beer, but it was just my reflection. Oh my god, that made me so happy. I hope you could see like the excitement in my eyeballs. But yeah, I guess I just don't know what I'm dealing with here. I don't really want to go into the details of that, but anyways, yeah, it was just super hard. It's super hard to have to deal with like uncertainty. But so yeah, with dealing with that uncertainty, I kind of had this urge to push myself to take it a next step, to do something more, to gain certainty. Like to rephrase, I'm here, like this is where I'm at right now. And like a week ago, I was like right here, and I took the bravery to take that leap of faith and to get right here. And now that I'm right here, I'm having a hard time staying here because all I can think of and all I can focus on is like this goal that's right here that I feel like I need to achieve, that I feel like I need to accomplish this thing. And this is not just with my, emotional life or my freaking non-existent romantic life. But I say that, but I also feel bad saying that because like I have a romantic life with myself, and that's so valid. Like I think it like the most important relationship that I have with anybody, the romantic relationship that I have with anybody is myself. Like I'm number one. None of y'all bitches will ever top me because I'm always gonna choose myself over you, period. But I hope you can like hear this because like I have my headphones connected and sometimes it gets muffled and it doesn't come through, and I'm gonna be so fucking sad if that happens. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is like, this isn't, like I said, it's not just with my romantic life, it's with school, it's with working out, it's with fucking eating, it's with friendships and all of everything. It's just with life in general, like I'm here and I take, I do the hard work to get to point A to point B, but as soon as I jump and like I'm stable on that ledge, I'm already trying to like jump again to fucking Z, you know? And I think that's a reason why I kind of always feel shaky and anxiety, and I'm always feeling like uncertain, and I'm always feeling stressed out, because like I'm not giving myself enough time to even acclimate. And I think a lot of people can agree with what I'm saying, or at least resonate with what I'm saying. My freaking nipple right here, TMI, but my nipple piercing's infected, unfortunately. But I'm just trying not to touch it. That doesn't count because I'm touching it not directly. But it's just hard when I'm so excited. Just a little side note, but this is so exciting. I'm starting T, and I said this before, but like, I'm just like really, I low-key have to fart. Yeah, I'm starting T. And that's fucking exciting. I'm gonna get like facial hair. My boobs will be gone soon. Muscles. My vagina will be gone soon. And I'll have a, you know what I mean. I'm getting distracted, but I'm excited about that because but when getting T, when considering getting T, to be fair, I've been like, I don't really want to get into all that, but to be fair, I really did think that like all these stories that I've heard about people getting T, they just like, from what I've heard and online and all this shit, it took them like years to like get to that point. It took them months and months and so much time before they could like actually get their hands on some tea, which is what I was scared of going into my appointment with Janet. My ears itch, give me a sec. With, you know, Janet about getting my stuff. I was afraid that she was gonna say, oh, you have to wait, you have to go through this whole process, but it was probably one of the most easiest shit I've ever, like, I was expecting it to be so difficult, and it was so simple. I went in for a meeting, and she was like, okay, here's what T does to you. She went through like the regulations. I wish she had gone a bit more in depth, but she did give me a little sheet that like goes through it. And I have other people to tell me, and Bill, who's gonna teach me how to inject myself. Yeah, so I went in for my meeting last Thursday. It's Saturday, 2 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days ago, yeah. And yeah, she basically went through it and was like, okay. I was like, okay, how long am I gonna have to wait before I get my prescription? And she was like, oh, you just have to come in next Thursday, make another appointment with me, and at that appointment, I'm gonna give you a prescription, you're gonna go pick it up, and then you're gonna come back, and we're gonna teach you how to inject, and there you go, you're a boy. And I'm like, fuck yeah. I think I low-key hear people coming, and I feel like if they come in here, it's gonna make me feel insecure, and it's gonna make me want to stop recording, but I feel like I should push through and not. Social anxiety. But yeah, I'm really happy. So I get to take T. I have my appointment on Thursday, so I'm going on a trip on Friday, so I won't be able to pick up my prescription then, but I plan on picking it up the prior Monday, and then I'll be taking T in 2 weeks. That's exciting. I feel like a spider. I'm a spider. That's my spirit animal. That's like, no, my spirit animal is like a butterfly, but I'm also like, I'm dead ass a spider. Like if I was an animal, I know it's not an animal or anything, but like, I'm definitely a spider. No doubt. In any case, I'm a spider. I could take all these tests about what animal I'd be. I'm a spider every time. I think I love spiders. They're so cute. They're so, like, they seem so, like, but they're so cute, and they're so tiny, and they have all these little legs, and with their big eyeballs. I think really I used to hate spiders. I know I'm getting off track, but why is there a bus pulling up? Like it's too late for a bus to be coming here. That's a little bit weird. I think my childhood fear of clowns is like coming up because I'm scared like a bunch of clowns are gonna come in here and like kill me. Just kidding. What the fuck am I talking about? Focus yourself, Noah. With love and respect. I love you too. I got my COVID shot the other day. Well, yesterday. Ooh, my arm hurts. It low-key feels like I've been working out all this time, and it makes me feel good because I'm like, yeah. Something I'm excited about tea is, I know I'm getting off track it. I'm getting off track it right now. But I'm gonna come back to that. Like, I see you. I acknowledge that that was the topic of discussion, but I will come back to you, I promise. What the hell was I talking about? I don't remember. Let's get back to this topic. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah. The video that I was watching on YouTube by Levi Holloway, I think that's his name. Also, I don't know their pronouns, so I don't mean to assume. But it was just talking about the same thing. You know, he was talking about like, also I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your pronouns. I'll just keep them neutral. What they were talking about is, remember the video was breathe while you run. And I found that like so interesting because like I clicked on it thinking that they were gonna give me some advice about running and cardio, and it was nothing like that. And I intuitively knew that, but like my brain, my mammalian brain was like, ooh, we're about to get some workout advice. But no, he was like, you know, in life, like so often we're trying to get from point A to point B. As soon as we're at point B, we're trying to get to point C, and it's like we're always on a hustle. We're always hustling and grinding, bustling and grinding, and we don't leave enough time for us to just breathe and to slow the fuck down. And it's just like, it's been such a common theme in my life because college is so fast paced. It's always like you have assignment after assignment and all this shit. And I think the hardest part for college is that like, it's college, but it's like college and it's work. It's like 2%, 25%. Wow, that's a huge jump. 2 to 25. It's like 2% of everything else. You know, college work for me has not been hard, if I'm being totally honest. It's been easy, because if I'm being honest, schoolwork for me has always just kind of come easy to me. I'm just smart like that. But it is just, I have very good work ethic and I fly above school. It's just how I've been, you know, it's how I've been. Not always, because I think in elementary school I was bullied so much I wasn't really focusing on my grades. I was insecure as fuck. Noah, poor baby. And then in junior high I was being my little hot Cheeto self. And because I was a hot Cheeto quote unquote girl, so like I dressed up. And that was who I was. I don't even want to judge that part of myself. The fuck? Just let somebody run by. Don't sneak up on me like that, motherfucker. About to give me a heart attack. Anyways, then I'm gonna be so sad if this shit doesn't like actually record the audio. But yeah. Yeah. And then I didn't take school too seriously. I mean, I took it seriously, but like I also didn't take it like as seriously as I could have been in junior high, which that's junior high. If I'm being honest, elementary school, and I feel like elementary school is designed to like help you socialize and help you, which it's fucking like, it's designed to like help you socialize. It's designed to help you develop fundamental like social skills moving forward in life. If I'm being honest, elementary fucking sucked for me because I went to all bad schools, and I've moved around a lot growing up because like I grew up like homeless, I don't talk about that a lot because it's kind of it brings a lot of embarrassment for me, but I feel like I shouldn't have to be ashamed for my past and honestly my mother's choices. I'm not my mother, you know. It's not my fault, you know, that she did what she did, but I'm grateful for what she could do, but still. Circling back to what I was talking about. I have to be totally honest, I have to fucking fart so bad. I'm just gonna have to let it out, so plug your nose or your ears and don't judge me. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, so I moved around a lot and I didn't have good people around me in junior or in my whole life, honestly, but school was really hard for me in elementary school, especially. I think that was the hardest time. I was so bullied for my body. And I know, like, I'm pretty slim, but I haven't always been this way. And I grew up like a fat person. And I say fat, and I don't mean that in like a derogatory way, like, because I've unlearned the cruelty projected onto that word, fat, because fat is just a word and it's not a dirty word. That was like a 3.5, 2.5. I'm like getting my 2s today. But anyways, it was really hard. Elementary school was really hard. I was bullied, I was sexualized, I was all this stuff. It's kind of making me emotional even thinking about it because it was just really hard. It was really hard for me. I went through a lot, emotionally, physically, sexually. It was a hard time for me. And so then coming into junior high, I didn't know who I was. Nobody knows who they are in junior high. And then going into high school, I started off high school because I went into junior high being this version of myself and leaving, you know, that wasn't really who I was. It was just a cycle. It was just a persona. And then moving forward to high school, I know this is nothing about what it has to do with the topic, but I'll get there. Just trust the process, okay? Stop rushing me, damn. Going into, you know, I collected these group of friends going into junior high, or really just this one person, Taylin. And I had a lot of people, I had a lot of friends. I was well known, I was kind of outspoken. I kind of always have been outspoken, if I'm being honest, but like in elementary, I've been outspoken since I was a child, but like it was something that I was shamed for, so I kind of stopped doing that. And then I changed that outspokenness to like being a bully. I had my bully phase where I was kind of a bitch. I was disrespectful. Let's put it that way. I was a disrespectful child. I don't want to say that about myself. I'm not a bitch, but I was bullied, and so that kind of led to me bullying other people, where I was just like couldn't process my feelings and I projected it on other people. But that's besides the point. So yeah, I left junior high with this group of people, and then I moved away and came back, and we all went to the same high school for a year. So I entered high school with it was kind of like when you leave, those are people that you just have, you know. So those are people that were kind of like, they were with me, you know. And they were not the best people. It's not that I think that that it was just a phase, you know, it was just a cycle, but they were really toxic people. They were the kind of people that they were kind of like low-key tweakers. They were drug addicts, if I'm being completely honest. And I hate to say it because it's so sad because they're so young, but like they were irresponsible drug users. They would drink and do drugs and skip class, and I got roped into that for a little bit. And you know, I was chilling with them for a while. I felt good to know that I had people that wanted me around, but they were just not good people. And then that's how I ended up, you know. It was within that group of people that I met this person named Aspen, and that was a hard time because it was the first time that I think I kind of trauma bonded with them, and I fell in love with them, and I lost my virginity to them. and it was just a hard time. So I knew that and it kind of started before. It started before it started before Aspen. So then, the universe and just their actions showed me that, these people are not the people that I want to be around. They're not reflecting the kind of people that I know that I can grow with. And so I had to cut them off, and I just stopped being friends with them. They were just not very good people. They were not true. They were very much ran by their ego. And the funny thing is that, I say they were not very loving people, but they seemed like, when you're ran by your ego, it's almost like when you see these people, they can make you feel so loved, and they can make you feel so welcome. But just like that, I can't snap, but just like that, they'll turn their back on you and they'll talk shit on you and they'll cut you off or some shit. And that's what they did to me. And I got into some pretty uncomfortable situations, and so I just knew that I had to cut them off. And I made this decision when I was in 10th grade. I was a child, I was 15 years old, and I'm only 18, so it's not that long ago. It was 3 years ago. That's crazy. It was 3 years ago. But sometimes I hear my voice when it gets higher, and it kind of makes me sad and insecure. As a little tranny, I kind of have this anxiety, whenever I say trans, trans, I'm transgender. I have this anxiety that somebody's gonna storm in here, and then the FBI is gonna storm in here and arrest me or shoot me because I'm transgender. Or the fact Donald Trump, I don't even want to say that name, is gonna come in here and fucking bomb me or something because I'm a disgrace in his eyes. Okay. Have you ever noticed that your house don't feel like home? Yeah, so I had to cut those people off. Also, if you haven't listened to that song, it's The Heels by, I don't know who it's by, but fuck, it's good. It's a good ass song. Yeah, so I had to cut them off. And I made a decision, the best decision that I could have made for myself. I made the decision in the beginning of the year, I had an internal talk with myself, and I was like, Noah? Well, I didn't call myself Noah at the time. It was Gianna, because that's my birth name. It was and I don't have any shame talking about my birth name, because I love that name. It's a beautiful name, but it's just not my name. I was like, Gianna, you are not gonna do this to yourself. I remember, that's when I decided that I wanted to go to college, and that's when I decided that I did not want to be my family. That's when I decided I want better for myself, and that's when I decided that I can do better for myself. I deserve better for myself, and so I put the hard work in. I focused on school. I really just honestly cut off a lot of people. I had 2 friends in high school, 3 friends. I had Morgan, and then I had Nico, and I had Jordan, and those were my friends. That's pretty much it. And even those friendships were not even fully developed. They were kind of I was still trying to figure myself out, so I didn't really show up the best in connections, but I'm so grateful for those connections to this day. I really admire those people, and I have nothing bad to say about any of them. They're pretty good people. Those are real people. Those are my homies. Those are some good ass people. Yeah, so it's to make me really happy if they see this. I feel nobody watches these videos. It's really just for myself and my imaginary no, I'm not speaking like that because I will be famous. Anyways. Yeah, so I cut off pretty much a lot of people. I stopped. I ended up working out a lot, and I focused on my health. I became really spiritual. I was already pretty spiritual because I started my spiritual journey when I was 14. That's when I had my awakening, but this is when I just cut off a lot of people. I really honed in, and I started to focus on myself. I started to put the work and the energy into myself. I started to cultivate with myself. But I made my mistakes, and I made some wrong turns, and looking back, I felt a lot of shame for the longest time. I felt a lot of shame for there's a sticker on the wall and it says Philly. That was a solid 4. I thought it said slay. Slay! But anyways, anywho. Anyways, yeah, have you ever noticed? I started to focus on myself, and looking back, for the longest time I felt so badly. I felt so ashamed of myself because I made a lot of mistakes. Like, I made a lot of, not, I wouldn't say bad health choices, but like wrong health choices for myself. And I started working out for the first time, like intensely working out. I would work out like almost an hour a day, but plus track, I worked out for like 2 hours a day. And even at school, I was always hustling and pushing myself to walk that extra flight of stairs, walk that extra mile, take that extra turn to get to class a little later so that way you can get those rock hard abs. But really, I was primarily working out to stay slim and to be skinny and not to be healthy. Like, definitely I wanted to be healthy, but I just didn't have the wisdom. I didn't have the wisdom because no one was teaching me how to work. I was learning how to work out for the first time, because it's like I was learning how to consistently work out for the first time, like by myself. I was teaching myself and I didn't know any better, so I don't blame myself now. But that was when I developed anorexia and I had a really bad eating disorder. I would starve myself and I just didn't eat. I would work out way too much. I was very skinny, and if I'm being honest, I was probably about a few months away from dying. I lost my period. I didn't bleed for like 8 months, I think, and I was really skinny. And it's just like it's sad to look at. I have a lot of compassion for that version of myself because she was so insecure about her body, and she hated herself, if I'm being honest. I feel like I loved myself, but I also felt that in order to be desired by people, especially Aspen, I needed to be I had to be skinny and I had such a fear of gaining weight and such a fear of being fat and such a fear, it was so bad. And so I lost a lot of weight, and then I didn't eat a lot. I ate very healthy, but I ate too healthy. I ate too clean. The only thing that I really ate, the main things that I would really eat, was salad and oatmeal. And just protein shakes. I swear to God, that was my diet, all the way. And I'd eat granola, and but the main meals that I would eat were protein shakes, oatmeal. And it's crazy because even eating oatmeal, I felt guilty. I would eat oatmeal every other day, and on the days I would eat oatmeal, I would feel so ashamed of myself and so disgusted with myself because oatmeal has a lot of carbs in it. So basically what I would do is I'd wake up and I'd make a salad for myself, or I'd pre-make a salad, and I'd eat that salad for breakfast, and then I'd eat another salad for lunch. And then I remember eating my salad for breakfast, and I'd go to school, and an hour later I'd be so hungry, and so I'd eat some almonds, and eating those almonds would make me feel so ashamed of myself. But the point of the story is I was super anorexic and almost died, and I did have to be hospitalized. I remember I was 127 pounds, and even since then, when I went to the hospital, because I was passing out and literally unconscious, it's kind of hard to talk about, damn. I was unconscious or whatnot, and it was pretty bad. It does make me pretty sad because that now has caused me a lot of health problems. I got to the point where I really kind of fucked my body up. I now have IBS. It's IBS or UC. I don't know. I haven't had my colonoscopy yet, but I'm getting that done pretty soon. But I have really bad stomach issues. I've always had stomach issues. I've always been a sensitive person. I couldn't drink my mother's breast milk growing up because the dairy in it, I couldn't drink it, so I had to drink formula, which wasn't really good for me because I heard that I've heard through research that drinking formula is actually not good for you because it develops a lot of stomach problems, and I have a lot of stomach. As I say that, my stomach talking to me, I hear you, boo. And I have really bad back issues because I really pushed myself like really too far, especially in track. I wish I could see a deer. They're so cute, my babies. I just have that song stuck in my head. Have you ever noticed that your house don't feel like home? And the grass is really green. Yeah, so that was that. So yeah, high school was tough. You know, it was a hard time. It was when I moved to Salem. Moving to Salem really saved my life. But if I had stayed there in Layton, Utah, where I'm living with my sister, which I moved to Salem. I moved to Utah because my mom low-key kicked me out. She made me move there. I didn't want to move there. She made me move there because my mom and I have never gotten along. And she did not want me there. And so she made me move out, which was really hard. It was really hard for a like 13-year-old, 14-year-old person to have to go through alone. And it was really hard because she was making me move with my dad, and my dad's a drug addict. And so I was like, fuck that, I'm not going to live with him. So I lived with my sister. And it was good till it wasn't. And it was hard. It was just really hard. It was a really hard time for me. I didn't have any friends. I didn't have any real true, like, consistent, deep friends. And it just brings a lot of sadness up because I was very lonely. You know, I was very lonely in high school, especially in 10th grade. I was very lonely. I was very sad and I was depressed. Like I was very good at dealing with my depression. I meditated and I regulated my emotions. Oh, fuck. I just saw like someone standing there and then it's just a porch light's reflection. That scared the fuck out of me. Don't play with me, bitch. I just watched Ghost. Ooh. I just watched Ghost, and one scene of it was the scene where like the bad guy gets killed and like the ghosts are like, and they take him, they eat him up, and they demolish him. I thought that was coming to get me right then and there. I thought I was a goner. I thought I was a goner for sure. Ooh, my nose itches. I wonder how long is left of my laundry. I literally was about to say, hey Siri, how long is left of my laundry? But that's a dryer, Noah. It's not a phone. So yeah, high school was a very hard time for me. It was so hard, if I'm being honest. And then I went to live with my dad in Tooele, and it was a really hard time. I'm sorry, I have to pick my nose. I don't feel shame about it, who cares? I moved with my dad, and it's really sad because he really just wanted me there for money because me living with him gave him benefits, and that's really hard. You know, he's not a good person. I honestly don't really consider him to be my father. He doesn't deserve that title. So yeah, I moved back to my sister's for like a week or two, and then I went and moved with my mom. And it's really hard living with my mom. She has bipolar, she has depression, she's been trigger warning suicidal my entire life, and so ooh, getting vulnerable here. It's been really hard to live with her. It's been really fucking hard. And so going back, I was excited because I missed my sister Ariana, and I didn't want her to be alone anymore because she was getting depressed because my mom's depression was rubbing off on her. And so I moved back and I got close with Ariana, and yeah, I started to like rethink a lot of stuff. It's when I moved to, like, I went through a lot of shit when I lived in Utah for the year that I did. And so moving back, I had a lot to process. You know, I was going through a heartbreak. I was also in the process of like falling in love with somebody else. Honestly, it was really hard. I was processing the heartbreak of like, I was going through a heartbreak with Aspen and being like processing, like fathoming the fact and having to accept the fact that I was in love with somebody that fucking used me for my body, like totally like used me for my body, that's hard. That's a hard thing to have to go through, which is why I have really high standards now, and I don't do one night stands or shit like that. I never have, and I probably never will. Unless it's with like a really close friend and like I know that they're not gonna backstab me. I can't. It disgusts me, the thought of having sex with like a stranger. Obviously, it's the thought of having sex with like a hot person. It sounds fun, but like I just can't. I just like after going through what I had gone through, it traumatized me and put me in so much pain where I can't. Like It's just really hard. So yeah, I was processing the heartbreak. I was trying to get over, oh my god, my shadow just scared me. Ah! So yeah, I feel like this is gonna be it's already a pretty long video. For anyone who actually watches this and sticks to the end, you're a fucking real one, and Noah fucking loves you, bro. I love you. So yeah. I have to fart. I had no idea this was gonna come up. It does help to talk about it though. I don't even know what the point of this was going into this was, but I trust that I'll make it to the end and it'll all come together. So I was very much hustling those times, and so yeah, I was in the process of going into 11th grade. I was in the process of healing and getting over Aspen, while also getting over a friend of mine that I ended up catching feelings for. You know who you are, babe. Great news is I actually am over them now. I've moved on, but I still have a lot of love for them. I probably always will. They're like probably one of the coolest people I've met. Don't be blushing if you're watching this, I swear to God. Drop word. So yeah, I was getting over 2 people at once. I was dealing with 2 heartbreaks at once. That's a lot. Like, damn, Daniel. So, it's just like, looking back at my life, it's just so hard to know that I had really such a hard life. And I think that's why I'm always striving to be the better version of myself. I'm always striving to do better, to be better. And I think that falling in love is so scary for me. And it causes me a lot of pain, if I'm being honest. I know that love should be like a very painless thing, and it should be fun. It should be easy, you know? But for me, truth be told, I've never had unconditional love in my life that didn't come from me. And so falling in love is just really hard for me in general, and it's hard to go through or even just catching feelings with somebody. I haven't been in love with somebody in a new person beside those 2 people in a long time. Like genuinely in love, and it scares me that I think that might be happening right now, but it breaks my heart that like I don't think the person's on the same page as me, which is really sad, honestly. It's really fucking hard to have to keep going through this. But something that I've learned is that like this person that I do like is she's amazing and she's a great person, and I'm grateful that I have met her, because she's a great friend, and I think we have a pretty good friendship, hopefully. And I know we have a good friendship, and so, you know, like I'm just gonna wait it out. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to talk about this, is because it's been really painful, and it's been uncomfortable sitting in the uncertainty of not knowing how she feels, and just having this gut feeling that she's just not on the same page as me. And it caused me a lot of pain, and it kind of made me want to run away and be like, we can't be friends, I can't be with you anymore, like I can't be around you, like I can't talk to you ever again. But the truth is that I had a talk with my friend, Clarity, and Clarity was like, you know, it's gonna be hard, and there's definitely gonna be some grief around being around them, and there's gonna be some pain, it's gonna be a little bit embarrassing, but at the end of the day, like, we'll get back to that point where it's just not super embarrassing and awkward. Right now I'm definitely grieving, and I'm in pain, and I'm sad, but I know that I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to be like defeated, and obviously I'm grieving, and it's going to take some time, but in a few months I feel like it'll be okay, and we'll be able to like not necessarily put it behind us, because I don't want to like push it away or forget it happened, but like it'll be able to like strengthen our connection. I hope so, at least. Yeah. It's just hard still holding on to like the hope, you know. My tummy is not feeling well. I've had to fart again. I've been constipated the past 3 days. My IBS is like acting up lately. The hawk food is doing it to me. But yeah, anyways, after high school, coming into 12th grade, I don't really want to talk about high school anymore, but I graduated high school. Looking back on my high school graduation was a very traumatic experience for me. It was not a good time, if I'm being honest. My family ruined it for me, if I'm being honest, and that's the truth. They fucking ruined that shit for me. And it's very sad. My lunch is done. But yeah, it's really sad because I was looking forward to that day, like literally since like 6th grade. And it was shit. It was like honestly one of the worst days I've had in a fucking long time. And it wasn't even just that day, it was like the week that my family was there. Like they were just beefing with each other the whole time, and it was just not a good time. You know, my grandma said some pretty hurtful things, and I just don't think I'll ever like see her the same way that I do, because she really disrespected me. I know that I said some pretty rude shit too. I was out of pocket too. I won't even like act like I'm just the victim. I was out of pocket too. But anyways, moral of the story, I don't want to get into that too much. I'm still grieving. I'm still processing that trauma. Moral of the story though is that like life is fucking hard. Now that I'm in college, I'm having to deal with like romantic feelings. I'm having to deal with my feelings and my emotions. I'm having to deal with my schoolwork, my coursework, with maintaining new friendships, and you're falling in love, and like school and work and my health, and it's just so heavy. It's so much grind. But I think that it's important to, like that video by, I forgot their name, Levi Holloway said, remember to breathe while you're running. Remember that life is not a marathon. It's not even a race. Like, walk and enjoy it. You know, life is hard, but like, these are our glory years. I'm fucking 18. I'm not even an adult yet, man. Why am I rushing so much? You know, I feel like right now it's hard not to rush, because college like forces you to. It forces you to be on the grind. But I think it's like important to not do that all the time, and just take some time to relax and be, and like, I feel like it'll slow down, but I don't want to have to wait till I'm like fucking 50 or 40 or 30 to like slow down. Because there's no reason why I don't have to have a peaceful life and a slow, chill, enjoyable life right now. But I don't want to fuck up. And I'm trying my best, but it's hard. So anybody who's in college or even just in their 20s, like, fuck, I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you for how far you've come, and you're doing a really good job. And just slow down. Take your time. You're gonna get to where you need to get in divine timing. Noah out.